What's up guys, this is going to be an update video to the DEPO Nissan GTR aftermarket headlights video. So when I first posted that video, it was specifically because it was a part that was about to come out. It wasn't even really out yet. I did a little review, I checked them out. It actually was a great video because I got to see a lot of things for myself and just share with you guys immediately. Certain things that have changed since they came out, and we're going to address all of those and a bunch of frequently asked questions in this video. The most important update is for my guys in the UK and in Japan and anywhere where you drive on the left side of the road. So I'm talking about right-hand drive vehicles. So you can buy DEPO right-hand drive or DEPO left-hand drive GTR headlights. We know that the lights are available in left-hand drive and in right-hand drive, so let's just dive right into the questions that I get asked the most frequently. So I got a little list here, super fancy, see it? The most asked question that I've had since I posted that last video up is, are these things $1,900 or are they $2,300? Well, here's the thing. When those things came out, we had an introductory price, right? Which means we passed that price on to you guys. We tried to get a few of them out on the road, and that pricing ended in February of 2017. So it's been gone for a long, long time. The parts are available on eBay as well for like $3 grand. I just suggest you pay the $2,300 and you're good to go. Next, are there right-hand drive? I already said yes, there are right-hand drives available. The main difference is just in the cutoff line. If you want to have the road in front of you nice and lit up, and then the space for oncoming traffic to not be like blinding them in their face, then there's a little slope that steps down so that oncoming traffic doesn't get blinded. That's what we refer to as the cutoff line on the road itself. The whole thing about the lightning bolts and which ones are brighter and better, OEM versus DEPO. So here's the thing, they're the same. They both are equally pathetic. Your OEM versus the DEPO, it's just not good. It's not bright, so like don't expect it to be bright. That's pretty simple, right? Like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. It's just not good. So the OEM's not good. The aftermarket one's not good. They're not bright. There's nothing really to talk about besides it's as good as OEM. Cool. Moving on. The next thing about the little wire harness that comes with these things. All I know about the wire harness is that it's supposed to be for the vehicles that only have 6-pin headlights. I'm just gonna say I've never heard of or seen one of those GTRs, so this is my opinion. This isn't from DEPO or anything. It's just Chris saying, I think that that's just a wire harness extension so you can power them up any way you want. I did a quick little test and I found that when you power up the lightning bolt with that extra harness that comes with it, the same exact wires that are part of the headlight pin, you know, that send power from the regular plug, they also get power at the same time. So they're connected. It's just basically a second way you can turn on the lightning bolt. What that means for me and for you guys is that if you want them to turn on with your ignition, you can hook them up that way. If you want to tap them into your DRLs, you can do it that way. There's a bunch of stuff you can do, and it makes it easy because you have that little wire harness that comes with it. So I don't know about all this 6 and 8-pin headlight plug stuff. I just know that it's kind of convenient that they gave you a dope little plug. You can hook it up to something else. So yeah, do you need it? No. Can you use it? Yeah, I think it's pretty useful. Next question, turn signals. Okay, so the turn signals on these lights are super dope. They're very, very bright, much brighter than the factory little incandescent glass bulb. And because they're LED, they have a built-in load resistor, which makes the lights flash at the normal rate, right? If it has a defect or that part isn't working the way that it's supposed to, you'll get the hyper flashing, right? Hit the turn signal, it goes tick, 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 kind of annoying, right? Some people actually like it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The load resistors are built into these headlights, so that should not happen. And the signals themselves are super dope and cannot be transferred over to the OEM headlights. You just can't. It's a different headlight. It's not made to do it. So if you want that turn signal feature with all those LEDs packed in there, you gotta buy the DEPO headlights. Let's move on to things that I've personally seen. Now, this probably is something that most people wouldn't want to do by putting out any sort of negative things that they've seen about a product that they're selling. I'm just being honest, and I'm going to tell you first off that the vast majority of everybody who's ordered these lights is super stoked on them. They're working perfect, they look perfect, they're zero flaws whatsoever, and they are pumped. So I would say from a manufacturing standpoint, DEPO hit the nail right on the head. They did a great job. I really love these. I actually like the output more than factory lights. I don't know, I've seen a ton of these GTR lights and I like them. Do they make headlights that are 100% perfect and never have any issues like the other aftermarket companies that don't exist? Because that doesn't happen. Like, stuff happens, right? Here's some things that I've seen happen. In extreme heat, they have developed spider line cracks along the top, which means if I stick them in the oven and I want to modify them and take the lens off and make a bunch of changes, if I just put them in the oven, the easy way of opening them up, it's gonna make those little spider line cracks appear over time. So if I wanna open these things up, I have to go about it a different way, a harder way, a more time consuming way. And I mean, I'm probably not gonna do a lot of aftermarket versions of these things except in extreme circumstances. But I will say that the OEM lenses are the exact same fitment as the aftermarket DEPO lens. If you really want to, you can just take an OEM light, stick that lens on there, and you can heat that thing up and use it in the oven as many times as you want. It's gonna be fine. Whew. Okay, condensation. I've seen one case of condensation with these things, and it was bad. The customer was not stoked. He sent them back. They sent off the replacement unit, and he's good to go. So they looked at that light and they're like, we can't see any leak, any sign of why they would get condensation. And I do know that there was some cool little insert in the JDM box that said something about condensation doesn't mean that there's necessarily water leak. I just wouldn't think that you're gonna get condensation, and know that if you're very, very unlucky and you do, the 6-month warranty replacement totally took care of that for the last guy. So I think you're good. And the shroud getting melted by the lens, that I have seen. It's a concern of mine for all of these lights, but the reality is I've only had one guy tell me about it. So, I mean, I think it comes down to extreme heat. If you're somewhere where you're right in crazy strong sunlight all the time, seems like that's kind of the factor that matters the most. Light travels through the projector lens, it hits the little grayish kind of shadowy chrome shroud that goes around the projector lens, and it actually can overheat that part. The plastic itself overheats, not the paint. Not anything that you can just like cover it with something and make it good to go. From what I understand, it's because they're not 100% regular chrome. The factory projector shrouds on the GTR lights, 2015 and up, those, if you paint them, they will melt. They will do that same thing. Light comes through the projector lens, it amplifies, sits on one little spot at a time, kind of like a magnifying glass, heats it up, melts it, and it doesn't matter what kind of paint's on there. If the plastic that paint is attached to is melting, then that part will look weird and that has nothing to do with the paint. Okay, those are the scary things. I got those out of the way. I'm just gonna say this, like, almost nobody's dealing with any of that, but people have, and so I'm telling you about it. Last thing. This is what I love about these lights. They have super dope, crispy, clean output. So you'll see in the shots where I'm showing the left-hand drive versus the right-hand drive cutoff line on our white wall in the workshop. Looks super dope. The color of them is better. It's shadowy. So if you've got super bright chromy lights, or we've got the old school 09 to 11, or the even worse ones, which are the 2012 to 14, all chrome everything, kind of like the ugliest GTR lights ever. Yeah, this is just such a good upgrade right out of the box. Stick them on the car, they look dope. The turn signals are a huge upgrade, and the fact that it's actually all LED in these as opposed to like every single part of the headlight's LED, but then randomly your turn signal bulb is not, like, okay, Nissan. And the price is $2,300. The stock ones, I mean, you just can't find them for less than, I've seen $2,800 shipped. That's less than I sell them for, and I don't make any money even when I do sell them. So somebody's out there able to get a better deal than me. And OEM lights are expensive, and they just look stock. So nothing special there. Costs more money. You don't have anything that looks special. Oh, it's a personal decision. Some people are just pumped on being OEM, even if OEM looks dumb. So good for you guys. Buy the stock ones, not these. Everybody else, especially all you 09 to 14 guys, this is the way to go. That's what I think. If you want to do a bunch of cool modifications, we're kind of moving away from that, to be honest with you. So especially with these, I probably am not going to offer any more of these modified. We've done a few of them, and those customers will be thrilled. They'll look awesome. I can't wait to see the pictures and post them up, the videos of them installed on the car. I'm excited about it, but I just don't think that it's in my best interest, knowing that the spider lines can appear and all that, to pump them into a really hot oven and take the lens off and expose them to worse than natural environment would. So I'm not gonna do that. That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, comment below. Definitely, if you got a GTR, got a lot of videos, so subscribe if you want to see more of those. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.